I'll just wait before I go live. All right, girl. I don't have a husband. I hear that a lot. Thank you, John, that I have beautiful eyes. Welcome to the chat. I usually don't have gentlemen in here, so welcome to being in here. No, it's new, Jess. It's new. Like the last 3 weeks. Well, since Father's Day, but technically the last couple weeks. Thank you. Do I do promotions? Yes, I've fallen off of it because of who I had around. I had like 12 products sent to me and didn't make any, because when somebody's around you that don't want you to prosper, you don't prosper. You just keep failing. So yes, used to, I would open the package I would make a video, I would open the package, you would get my response from it. Oh, I know, hey, from Jackson, Tennessee. I don't care to clean in that area. But I would open it. People from here do remember, that. I forgot what I was saying. Promotions. And I would open them and give a reaction, and then I would use them and post that at the end. And so, yes, I do. My P.O. box is in my bio. I'm funny. I've never tried to be funny. People say I'm funny, but, well, I feel like he took himself out. That's all I'm going to say. You just can't pretend anymore, like when someone puts it out there how they feel about you and they've been saying it for 8 years, and you just kind of like let it go and be like, yeah, I'm the crazy one, you didn't say that, I didn't hear that right, you just said it but I didn't hear it correctly. And then they tell the world when you aren't allowed to talk. Like, I'm not allowed to come on here and tell you guys my day-to-day feelings, especially if it deals with him or the kids, but he can. And all I'm going to say is he made a promise to me 3 years ago when I was pregnant with Trustin on 3 things, and he broke one of those things. And he promised he would leave if he done that. I left. And when I left and threatened to go myself for the first time in my entire life, I was really serious about it. Like, I've never felt that way before. I really was honestly at my end and talked to nobody that day. I didn't get on live. I didn't talk to people. I didn't text people. He texts the haters pages. And then when I call and ask him, because somebody said, Ashley, did you get these? I said, no, I haven't seen them. And they asked, do you want me to send them? And I was like, yeah. I called and said, did you talk to people about me? And he said, no. I told him I love you and we're sticking it out. That is not what was said. So, you done something you told me you wouldn't. I left, and the day that I left wanting to myself, you're talking to people that you told me not to talk to. With no proof. Haters filling him full of lies. Saying that I flipped him off, that I was talking bad about him. And he just but I'm not supposed to. And what made it worse is the kids knew. So, I texted the kids that day because I was really done. And if I was to just stay and be miserable, what am I teaching the children? And what better time? Like I told him, the kids have been in a peaceful home. They don't argue. There's no fighting. There's no loud noises. There's no raising of voices. Why? Why bring them back just for us to split up after? What better time? And it ain't a good time for me. It is not a good time for me. If anything, it's the worst time because I don't have my children. So, and children are in his family's care. So it ain't the perfect time, but it's the perfect time for my children. And that's what I'm focusing on. They don't deserve to come back to arguing and fighting over the same thing that's been going on since the first week we met. A week in. And I had to literally sit down and read all our messages back from the very beginning to realize that he's been possessive over me since the very first day. Before he even laid hands on me. Before he even met me in person, he was possessive. And when you comment to somebody and say, I just want a family and a woman I can trust 1,000,000%, you've never trusted me since the first month. So what's going to change? He deserves that, and I deserve that. So, that's what it come down to. So, there's your explanation. I just feel like it'd be stupid to continue. Like, really. When people don't acknowledge what they've done to you until you leave. Until you're completely done, do they realize or pretend to realize. Because the things he said was just, I just want to be like, I was mad, but I was calm. I was so mad. I'm like, are you really saying this? Like, I haven't told you the only thing that I don't like about you as a person is how reactive you are with words. You don't even think, you just speak. And your tone, your words, they come out the way you mean them. And he gonna say, I just didn't realize that I didn't listen to you, or I blamed you, or I put it all on you, or I didn't care how you felt. Like, I didn't realize words mattered to you where words don't matter to me. I'm like, what? Like, did you read the messages back that I read? Because it's been happening since the first 30 days. And you're going to say that you didn't know. So, it was just best for me to walk away for a little bit. Like, for good, but like, walk away from the hotel. Because then it was, why don't you just give in? Let's just do this and get over it and fix it. Like, money and something else fixes everything. And that made me mad. Made me mad even worse. Because I've been sleeping in a bed for 2 weeks by myself, and I haven't talked to you much, nor have I touched you. I have been quite stern on my decision. And after saying all that bull BS for 20 minutes of what you didn't do, and you were sorry, and give you, you didn't realize, and then you're going to go inside and say, just give in. I wish you just give in, let's just move on. That just tops it. Like, that just shows me that he really doesn't care. So, like I told him, you don't want to be in a room with somebody you love and want to touch? Your wish is my command. And I walked out and left. Like, you should want to make your woman love you through her heart, not through her head. Okay? Or her hands. Alright? And it's like, I can't go back. I cannot lie anymore. I can't go on here and be like, oh, he's a great father. I love him as a father. I'll do anything I can for him to have joint custody. But he ain't a good dad when I'm around. Because it's just, and it's over the most ignorant thing I've ever heard. Truly. And I just realized that, if you make comments about people and I can fall into that criteria before, now, or later, then you're talking about me, not just other people. Right. Why should the kids, like he told his dad, they stayed together 20 years. It was too long, but 8.5 years isn't too long. Like, what? I just wanted to raise one baby from birth to 18, and you can't still raise them? Not the same. Well, what good is it if you're constantly belittling and degrading and hateful, and it's like you don't want to be around that person, and you don't want to come home, you'd rather stay at work, and that person can't change it. I can't change the feeling he has about me. It's something from before that's just carried through the whole relationship. But, well, there's a will, there's a way. Hello, Blue Eyes. I haven't saw you in a while, sweet pea. Good morning, Miss Linda. Did you get some good sleep? And did you go to work this morning? I think that was you I was talking to, right? Oh, Cassie? Girl, it's been a lot. Right. It was you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to Miss Linda last night, though, right? Where do you go to find out people's info? People Finder. Just pull up background. How to pull up a background check. It's not like a federal background check, like a state. Now, you have to pay, like, it's $1, usually for like 30 days or 7 days, and then it goes to a fee. But, yeah, you can. And I recommend it. If I would have, we wouldn't have been together. Not that he's a bad person, but he just didn't tell me the truth. And my one lie is way horrible more than the lies he told the first year. Mine still held against me, and it was before him. So it's like, what's the point? You're wasting my time. You know, like I told him, let's just stop wasting each other's time. Girl, Minnie. That's all I'm gonna say. There was Minnie. Somebody even told y'all about Minnie. The first one, his age. He told me he was 31. I was 23. Then he told me he was 36. Then 38. Then 40. And then we finally moved in together 2 months in, 9 hours away from home. He tells me he's 42. And he's a felon. Like I told him the other day, if I told you the one lie I told you, if I told you the truth, you wouldn't have been with me. And if you had told me that you were a felon, I wouldn't have been with you. And his excuse was, I was just a player. I just told many women different lies. My lie ain't okay, but yours is. And it wasn't just that one. So, I am at a friend's house. I don't give names. I don't give locations. None of that. I know better now. I just feel like maybe God put us in this situation for us to be apart. Because in 4 months' time, we have not gotten anything progress. And just 2 weeks away, it's like I feel so much more relief on being on here, doing my business, trying to get my cleaning business going. It really feels like when somebody don't love you properly the way you need, they are a weight. They're just holding you down. Well, okay, I'll just say this one thing. 2 weeks after we met, he told me he loved me the first night. Like went back, told everybody he come for a one-night stand and went back saying he loved me. Proposed in 6 weeks. Like moved in 6 weeks. And then 10 months later, during the same time that I received a filthy message from a girl he'd been dealing with for 12 years off and on, I found out that the weekend I thought he was actually sick in Illinois, he was actually at his best friend's house with his cousin. And they were on a date there because he was scared of me, scared of the relationship, wanted to make sure it was for sure. Then when he calls me up at 6 o'clock, he's like, I'm on the way from Illinois to see you, which seemed odd because he had to work the next day. He gets there at 12 o'clock, which is a 9-hour drive. Didn't make sense. How'd you get here in 6 hours? His best friend's cousin. How'd you get here in 6 hours? And, oh, I just drove fast. I found out 10 months later that he was really on a date at his friend's house when he told me he had the stomach virus. But I ain't supposed to be, I'm just supposed to be okay with that. That 2 weeks in when he was saying he loved me, we were looking at houses, thought we were serious, he's off with the other person and making sure it's right. Now, would it have been a problem? Would it have been a problem if he told me he went to his best friend's house and saw his best friend's cousin to make sure I was the one? I would have been a lot more better off. But you come in there and tell me that you had the stomach virus and you were sick all weekend, but you drove 9 hours to see me after the stomach virus? No. He should have pulled up and said, I'm sorry, I had doubts about you. I went to my best friend's house. I went and got his cousin. We went over there. I just wanted to see if it was right and see if I really felt the way I feel about you genuinely. I'm sorry I did that, but I really do feel like you're the one. Way more respect. Would have had no doubt. But 10 months later, and then like I said, my one lie on the first night has been held against me my whole life with him. But yet, all those lies didn't. Like I told him, in my opinion, he wouldn't have been with me if I told him my one lie. And I wouldn't have been with a felon because I was 23 and a half with 4 children. I had no college degree. What is a felon with no college degree going to get really in life? What have I gotten? Besides more babies. No, he went and got his best friend's cousin, which was a meth user, who didn't come out at all happy, like dressed up or anything. Then he gonna say, well, after the fact, well, I knew she wasn't the one when she walked out in overalls and from other people that do drugs. And I went to the nines to get ready, like, you know, because I hadn't dated in years at that point. So it's just like, you feel like you put your all into somebody and something that isn't their business the first night, which it really wasn't, which he found out thereafter. He didn't have very long before he knew my one lie, but mine has been horrible. So I just decided that, you know, just like he didn't tell the haters why I left that day to want to go in myself. He just told them that I was gone. I was out cheating. I was out doing whatever. And I was really at the river, which I texted him and said, in the morning, I hope you wake up with no wife, no rights to kids, and no truck to get to work, because I'm about to drive myself off in the river. And he thought I was just joking, that I was just off, whatever. Sent my kids the same thing, saying that I didn't want to be here anymore. Minutes after I left, and then he's talking to people. That don't even prove who he is. No, he's not a cheater. He's just a manipulator and narcissist. He used to be a cheater on everybody else. But when you lie to somebody and they don't trust you, and you keep holding one thing that happened before you over their head, you don't really love them. And I could say something else, but I'm not going to say it because it would make him look bad. I'm not going to do that. But you don't do something to somebody you love. And you don't say, I've never done this to a woman and don't understand why. It's because you don't love me. No, it's something way more than that. Control. And if you read our messages back from the first 3 months, he really, truly fetched this big fairy tale about who he was and what his women get. You know, and then it was like, stay home. His mom told him, you're not going to keep her from cheating on you by keeping her at home. And you're not ever going to get anywhere with 4 kids and 1 income. And she was right about all of it. They all do that. Well, I'm hoping there'll be 1 or 2 around that don't do that. 1. I don't need 2. I'd be crazy. 1 around that won't be that way. Or at least not all the way that way. Yes. No. No, we've got a few more classes. And then a house. So, you know. No. And he would say that. You ain't had shit for me. You don't have shit now. You're not going to have shit after me. Nobody going to want the same thing men do when they don't want to lose control. Well, I really thought y'all would kind of like understand when I was like, boop, and I'd say, you win, boop. Or I'd just look off and be quiet and not talk to y'all. That's why. Because I was anxious about that. Don't go back. Well, it's a very scary time. You know, like, I don't have a car. So how does he go to work without the truck? How do I go to work without a truck? I don't have my kids. But what do I have really? There being miserable. I don't have a car. I mean, the car's in my name, but am I going to take the car away from him that he paid for? No. Because ultimately he makes the most money right now. I mean, I can make the most money if I was on here every day and cleaning and all that, but right now I'm not. So I'm not going to do that. I don't have a house. I don't have belongings. I don't have, you know, any of that. Well, here's the truth. I want my tablet back. It's valued at more than the truck is. The truck was like $1,000, $1,500. My tablet is like $1,500, $1,800, and it's on my credit. So I'm gonna tell them, you give me the tablet back, and you'll get the truck. I do think that I'll eventually get a car, and it won't be so hard. But the truck's got 300,000 miles on it, you know, and he's not gonna be able to get. He pays it. He has been the one paying the children's child support, which we pay way more than what they'd ever ask of us, but. I'm not like that, okay? I'm not the type to be vengeful. Like, he knew that. That's why he said, I had children with you because I knew you weren't that way. I feel like parents should both have time. If the parent is not abusive to the children, they should have equal time. They deserve that. And he isn't abusive to the children. He's only abusive in the nature of the home when I am there. Truthfully. So, I just feel like it would hurt the children worse if he didn't have a car. Because he's the one paying for the children mainly right now. I mean, I help, but I ain't been online a lot, and you guys know that. And my paycheck, complete paycheck, goes to the hotel. I mean, I get like $500 if I work 40 hours a week. My biggest paycheck was like $980, and my last paycheck was $630. And I made that an hour. I made $100 last night. So it's like, you know, girl. One day, I promise, I will write a book, and it'll all make sense. Okay, I'm going to for a little bit longer, but I don't really know what's happening. You know, it's just a day-to-day thing. Oh, thank you, Britt. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been the one paying for that. My paycheck went the 15th to the hotel. I said, just take it back. Can I stay where you are and continue working in the hotel and TikTok and save your money? It's pointless to work at the hotel unless I'm staying there. Because I can go out and get one job that pays me 2 days worth of work there. And it's not as hard as people think. I've actually got a house this weekend I'm supposed to go do. I didn't make it to my girl the other night because it's an evening one, hoping she can find me like a day that I can come early, like 8 to 9, so I can spend all day there working with her instead of like 4 to 10, because I want to do a good job on her house. I consider her a friend, associate, and I really want her to be proud of it, not just me rush. So I didn't go do the house of the day because of that reason. It was going to be at like 4 to 8, and I can't do what I want to do in that amount of time on a deep clean. So I've got one this weekend that's an hour and a half away from where I'm, not right now, but where I'm from, to organize. So, you know. Well, Jen, I actually really feel more like myself than I ever have in the last 8 years. Truthfully. Because I'm not restricted. I'm not in a box. Now, will it take me time to stop apologizing after every sentence? Yeah. Will it take me time to not read people's body languages over everything? Yeah. Will it take me time to not want to wonder if that sigh or that huff is of anger or just of relief? Yeah. But when it comes to me, I fully feel like my chains are broken. Like, I feel like I wasn't progressing because of it. Like, because somebody didn't want me to do better than them. That's what it felt like. Or I didn't deserve to do better than them. Closets, 3-bedroom. Is it deep clean? Okay, deep clean's usually 20 cents. Like, if you don't go and do an estimate, because I'm gonna be honest, you could put 1,800 square foot on there and it could be a hoarder house for all I know. Now, do I think your house is a hoarder? No, but it could be. And so you give them 20 cents per square foot, and you go to this house and it's spotless for this amount, you know, spotless, nothing in the floor, baseboard's not dirty. And you go to another one and it's piled up with trash. So that's where it's hard to just give a quote, because you don't know. But I do trust that your house is not like that. And a quote is usually 20 cents, but I've been deducting a little bit off of mine because I have not cleaned for my own business yet. I do have cleaning experience. I have videos of me cleaning professionally. You guys, some of you guys have still been here, but for that long. So I think I averaged a 1,500 square foot home at being 300, but so it'd be like 350. But let's say 225, and that's floors, baseboards, walls, ceiling fans, all the bathroom. I don't care to do a load of laundry or two for you. That's usually not included in a deep clean, but like if you have it on the couch and you want it folded, I'll gladly do it for you. If you have a load of dishes in the sink, or something needs to be put up and a load in the sink, I don't care to do those and put them up for you, or in the dishwasher, so I can clean the sink and the counters. That's appliances deep clean in and out. That is window seals, blinds, and when you open the window seal, inside the window seal, that it is, I'll make your bed if you need me to, or take your bed sheets off and put new bed sheets on if you want me to. and it is walls, baseboards, fans, windows, appliances, bathrooms, kitchen, and like dusting, everything, you know, wipe down things you won't wipe down. But if you rather have like an organizing clean, like me come in and redo your closets for fall or redo your drawers for fall, it'll be a little less than that, like maybe $100.